wants to stop it. He always thinks he can stop it. And sometimes he does delay things. Not because he overpowers God, but because of God's people through whom he works. And God just does it 40 years later through the next generation. But he's going to do it. He's going to give Jesus everything he promised him. And so he knows that Satan knows that God needs America in order to accomplish this. You can see just in the last few months what happens around the world when America weakens. Demonized people that want to rule the world start rising up and say, this is our chance. This is our window. We need to move now. God help us, we need to pray for Taiwan. So they're all fired up. Demons, Satan. And we're going to have to stand up with clarity. I don't know how to be any more clear than what I'm about to say. God is not punishing the people of Ukraine. A demonized man who is evil to the very core of his being, who cares nothing about anything but himself and power, is controlled by principalities. What about the evil in Ukraine? Well, what about the evil here? I said in the post a few days ago, people that say, well, God's judging Ukraine, they don't have nearly as much sin in the last few decades as America does. 60 million babies. We lead the world in the exporting of filth and pornography. We have rebelled and said, God, we don't want you. You're not allowed in our government. You're not allowed in our schools. But we're going to point to another nation over here and say, well, God's, this is all punishment from God. And I know with the stuff that's floating around out there, and I can see some of your wheels turning right now, but you need to listen to me. Even though God always uses things like what's happening there to bring cleansing and hopefully revival, that does not mean he is behind it. And he is behind the evil and the suffering and turning his wrath on a nation. I'm telling you right now, that is not what's happening in Ukraine. You need to listen to me. And I didn't intend to go here tonight, and I really opened a can of worms, didn't I? Well, I'm just going to sling the worms all over the room. This is a time, and I said this in the post, this is a time for compassionate intercession. And of course we say, Lord, cleanse. And if there are evil rulers that he gets rid of in the process, fine, get rid of them in Russia and Ukraine. And get rid of them here while you're at it. And don't think that I haven't already gotten mail about this. I told my staff, stop bothering me with this mail. Stop, I don't even want to hear about it. God is not finished with Ukraine. Somehow, he's going to raise that nation up again to be a voice of the kingdom into Europe. And he loves the people of Russia. Most of those soldiers had no idea where they were even going when this started. He loves those people as well. This is all an attempt by demonic powers to stop the move of God that God wants to bring to the nations of the earth, especially Europe. And we're not going to allow that to happen.